All right, so I want to start doing these weekly analysis either on Saturday or Sunday to prep for the week because I'm realizing I'm missing a lot of information because I jump on in the morning. I'm analyzing simply what happened the night before, but I'm not analyzing really what's happening the whole week and where I'm expecting the number one weekly, the daily candle, the weekly candle, and the monthly candle to expand to. So I think it's important to do this, even though so far with my strategy things have been playing well. I still always want to continue to improve and get better in this game because I love trading. This is something that I've never felt a passion for like I have for trading, and I just want to do that. So we'll start with the monthly, and I already did this on NQ and ES, but we have all these other things that we'll go over. We'll go over the dollar, NQ, ES, YM. We'll check out gold and crude oil and things like that. And this is more for myself to better myself. I realize when I'm recording myself trading and doing my analysis, I go back and rewatch it. There's a lot of things that I either miss or realize, hey, I should have done X, Y, Z. So that's why we're doing this. This is supposed to be, I believe, in the daily. Take that out. Anyway, on the monthly, you see we had all-time highs here. We took all-time highs in January, right? And then we created new all-time highs, and we keep creating these highs. So we're kind of in uncharted territories in terms of if you're swing trading from the month and the week. We do have this BISI being created, but we also have 26 days left on this month, so we can't really say anything. Right here, what I'm seeing from January was we had this big expansion up in December. Then January did an immediate rebalance. That means it didn't even give it time to create a fair value gap, leaving this as a monthly breakaway gap, meaning we weren't going to trade into this until the objective has been hit, which I was thinking would be the all-time highs, but we continue to make new all-time highs. So immediate rebalance over here, and we propelled up. We might have not closed super strong in January, but we did create a monthly BISI. So there's an imbalance here. And then we had a strong expansion up in February. So what are we expecting in March? Well, we just took all-time highs and we're already expanding up. If we're talking about power of three, how would we see it? We have your open, and you either have your high, low, close or low, high, close. So we opened, we dropped down just a little bit, and now we're pushing up. This is the second. We only have 1 day in March so far that we traded. So what am I expecting? I am expecting to get a little bit more of a push up this month before continuing down and either filling this rebound and rebalancing this this imbalance right here in the monthly, or starting to get an actual retracement this month, because already 3 months we took all-time highs and we continue taking new highs and making all-time highs. But as of right now in the monthly, the only thing that we can see is that we have this being created, this fair value gap being created. It's not there yet, but we can mark it, right, as a potential potential FVG, potential fair value gap, and we can have that there. Let's go on the weekly. So what do we have in the weekly? We'll just go straight over to November, December. This is the monthly. Push up. Here's our monthly BISI that we have. Weekly still have some room in here to pop in, but this is far away. We're not looking at that. What we're looking at is the immediate few weeks that just happened. So what do we see? We had this BISI created. We came in, tapped into that, not even 50% or just about 50%, which is a signal. I have like these presets set, but the way that they're, my templates. All right. So we tapped in just about 50%. What does that mean? We tapped in right into discount of this fair value gap on the weekly before pushing up. That's showing us that we are very bullish. Even though we didn't take this high right away, the next week we took that high, retraced, chopped around for 1, 2, 3 weeks, and now we got this big push up last week. What are we watching for if we do get a retracement? Is this week's wick. This is the 50% of this wick, the CE, the consequent encroachment. We're going to be watching that, and if price does decide that it wants to come down, we have to see how it reacts off this. If a weekly candle closes below here, then we can start expecting to hit this monthly and possibly start running for, you know, sell side here. But we have to see how we react here, but we're not, that's very far away. We'll see how that happens, or what happens there, I should say. Now on the daily, this was where some of the magic happened that I saw after, you know, thoroughly looking over these things. What do we have? We came up, we created this new all-time high. We started getting the retracement. A lot of people here started thinking that we are bearish. I had a lot of people say, oh, we made new highs, we're not going higher. And they were very, very, very bearish. Was I? Yeah, sure. I was definitely bearish. Because to me, we just took all-time highs. We have no more liquidity to the upside. But clearly, we don't need it. The market's going to do what the market's going to do because the players in charge are going to make it happen. So we created a low. We created a high, close. Then we push down, sweeping this low right here. Sweeping this low. Then we swept this low. And then we had a very strong push up. What did this push up do? Number one, it created this daily BISI that we had. This blue thing. I only put it to here because that's as far as we went, or something. I don't know. But it was like this. We had our daily BISI. And also the close above this body's high right here created our bullish breaker. Our daily bullish breaker. So that means that we want higher prices. This closure right here of this big body with this imbalance. Now, this is not only a daily BISI. This becomes a unicorn. And a unicorn is a breaker block and a fair value gap combined. So that's where we should start seeing higher prices. Now, on Monday, Tuesday, I was recording and I wrote that I'm expecting higher prices from here. So what happened? We jump on the 4 hour and we start seeing what's going on. This was a small retracement. This was a retracement. We had a four hour BISI right here with our daily BISI, with our breaker block. Then we create another 4 hour breaker block, low, high, lower, low, low, high, lower, low. Jeez. We have a 4 hour breaker block right here, 4H. We have a 4 hour BISI. We have our daily BISI. And we have all-time highs. So this is the draw on liquidity. This is the propulsion to our draw on liquidity. Now, I don't trade off the 4 hour. I trade off the 1 minute and the 5 minute. But you would have jumped in, and now you also see the 1 hour breaker block form. Low, high, lower, low. Right? Immediate push up, breaker block validated with this big push up. Now you're pretty much expecting a retracement because with such a strong move, most of the times from my experience, you do see a retracement. So we pushed down. We tapped into this 4 hour and this 1 hour breaker block, and we had a crazy push up to new all-time highs. How could you have capitalized on this move? You drop down. These are all my notes from actually, my trading day. But how would you capitalize on this move? This is a 5 minute. Let's go in the 15 minute. Sweep at the lows. This is 15 minute. Low, high, sweep at the lows. Now you're expecting a 15 minute breaker block to form once we have a body closure above this high, which we had. But you don't want to wait that long to participate. You can. But at the same time, it's like I said, we have no more liquidity after we take this high right here. After we take this high, we have no more liquidity. So why would you want to long when you don't know where you're going to exit? So you obviously want to catch longs in here somewhere, just targeting this high, these all-time highs now. So you might be expecting this 15-minute to form, which was, you know, a little bit of a bigger breaker. But you can also start looking for another breaker in here. And that's exactly what we did. We had our end dog, our new day opening gap. We are seeing how we're reacting to it. We have our low right here. Create a high. This lower low sweeps this low. Sweeps this low. Into the end dog. Then we have our push up. And then you have your retracement into that 15-minute breaker block. So what you could have done is wait for the retracement right at the top. You take your longs. You could put your stop, you know, below these lows, or if you want a more aggressive stop, 36 points, and you target these highs, 56 points. Could have done that. You could jump on. So this is where I made the mistake. This was on Friday, and my mistake on Friday was the fact that I saw we took all-time highs and we had this strong push down. And this is exactly why I'm doing these analysis now, because this right here made me marry a bias that we're going short. All I thought about was going short because I didn't see all these higher time frames things lining up for us to continue higher. Because all I did was look for shorts after we took all-time highs. And that's exactly why I'm doing this. That's why you see this bearish breaker block I created. And this might have been valid, but this breaker block was only created to take these lows. Sometimes you have lower time frame breaker blocks created simply for a liquidity sweep to continue in the direction that you want to go. So let's go into 1 minute and let me show you exactly what happened. All right. 8:20, 8:30, we have our news embargo lift. But look at what we have here. Look at what we have here. That's the 5 minute, right? The 5 minute's not formed until we get the 5 minute closure. Let's look at the 1 minute. So how can you do this? You can do this multiple ways with the 1 minute. You could have your low, high, or excuse me, high, low, higher, high. No. Yeah, low, high, lower, low. But you never get a strong body closure below these lows, so you wouldn't validate that. But I like doing it like this. We have a high, low, higher, high created, swept these highs, created a displacement down. Now we retrace into this 1 minute breaker block, 8:30 news embargo lifts. You could have took a short here. Stop loss right above these highs, 7 points. And if you watch my previous video, this has been my bread and butter, but only at a certain time limit, at a certain time, which is this 9:20 to 9:40. But the longer I trade, the more comfortable I get. I'll be able to do this earlier. 7 points, and what are you targeting? You could target these lows, or you could target these lows, because these are all relatively equal lows. Now you're risking 7 points for 32 points. That's a pretty good risk to reward ratio, in my opinion. Now you're going counter high time frame trade, but this is a scalp. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like a 15-minute trade, right? So this was oops. This would have been a quick trade. Why would this trade be valid? Because if you're looking at the higher time frame, you say, okay, we need to go up. What do we need to go up? We need to take liquidity somewhere. Where's liquidity? Look at all of these lows resting. This is all engineered lows to be taken later, because somebody who took a long right here, who got lucky and took longs here, once you create this low and start pushing up, they have their stops here. Push up, they have their stops below here. Push up, now they're trailing their stop every time, thinking, okay, we're going all the way up. Boom, they get stopped out right here after this first low gets taken. Then this is created, whoever's still in here, who had their stops here, now they feel safe. Once we start pushing up, breaking these highs, they're moving their stops over here. They're feeling very safe. And then what happens? We take all of that liquidity. People who bought here are forced to sell right here for smart money to get in and make this push up. Right, so we have our breaker block. This breaker block is used. Once we tap it and we come and we finally take these lows, this breaker block is used, and you're not going to drag this over here and look for it here. It's used, right? And the 5 minute, the 5 minute is the same thing. Yet it might have been validated low, high, lower, low right here. I guess you could have, right? If you had a body closure, this would have been not a very strong breaker, but This body closure was just about below this. So if you would have took your short in here, if you're trading just on the 5 minute, stops above, and you target these lows or these equal lows over here, that's still not a bad risk to reward. But once that's done, this breaker block now is no longer valid, and that's over. Jump back in the 1 minute. I wish this thing would just... Now you're expecting your 15 minute to form. 15 minute form is when you break this high. But look at this. Before, you're like, how I like to trade this already is you start anticipating these things to happen. If I was looking at the higher time frame, 15 minute, I'm looking at this 15 minutes of form. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a low, high, lower low at 8:30 created. Now I'm like, all right, I'm creating this box right here, and I'm saying what I do is I will put this sign right here. That means this breaker block is forming, but it's not yet validated until we get this body closure above. But when I have that sign there, now I am anticipating a breaker block, especially higher time frames. We've been so bullish. I am anticipating this breaker block to be formed. That means these highs will be swept. That's why I have this I thing right here. Why didn't I take this trade? I was way too focused on shorts, and I missed this. And I'm very upset that I missed this because I even drew this out. This breaker block, 1 minute, low, high, lower low, swept, boom, displacement up. Come back in. Look at us respecting that breaker block over and over and over again. But I was married to shorts, and that's my personal self problem. I got married to these shorts. I even said I think it'll be used to take equal highs at open. Right here, equal highs, relatively equal highs. Opposing bullish breaker block created after taking equal lows. Price isn't having a good direction. This is false. I was way too married to shorts. Simple as that. I was married. I was married to shorts. Good sign to stay out? Absolutely not. This was a great sign that we're still bearish. I mean, we're still bullish, excuse me. So, what can you have done? Me, I like to take my trade when I have a body close above the high. But this would have been too high. So, either way, I don't trade at this time frame, but you could still wait for it to come back in here. Now you have a fair value gap here, and you have another fair value gap right here. So, what can you do? Take your fib, 50%. Or even OTE. But you're seeing this? Why not, right? Let's go into discount, 50%. Target these highs. Stop below the lows. 1.7R, not great, sure. But it's a pretty valid trade. What you could even do is put it below this low, which is the breaker low. You're not expecting it to go down there. This low, it was created by institutions for a reason. This is the most protected low, absolutely. But you could use this low if you're being a little bit less risky. But you could just let it run. So that's how I would use mine, right? Once we have this close above this high, this 15-minute breaker block becomes valid. I'm still married to this low, right? This is my 920, 940 macro. We push up, we take all-time highs. Now, I'm in here zooming in. I'm a big advocate for myself. I don't recommend this. 15 second. This is how you catch the lowest of the lows and the highest of the low and the highest of the highs. We had a high, low, high, high created. I'm like, okay, we swept this. Once we had a body closure right here, I took my shorts. Now I'm thinking we're going to go back down because I'm married to shorts. Once it's pushing up, okay, I'm feeling a little bit confident. We get a 17-point move down. I'm feeling a little bit confident. It comes up, taps this 15-second breaker block again. I see it pushing down. Once I start seeing that it's not really expanding quickly and taking these lows, I get out. I got out for a small profit, pretty much break even. Broke my rules. My rules say TP or stop loss, but this was a good exit. What do? I chase. I'm like, no, look, I was right. Come in, take shorts, chasing, pure chase. If a push up, I exit. I caught like three points on this probably. 3 or 4 points on this. And then I got out. And I was like, okay, I'm done. But I didn't have this 15-minute here. Look at this 15-minute breaker block. On the 15-minute on the 15-second. First of all, you could have used the 15-second right here to take longs right on this 15-minute breaker block if you wanted to. Stops here, stops here, stops here. Very big stops, but my whole thing was when we reach all-time highs and we take all-time highs, where am I going to target next for longs? I have nowhere to target besides these next highs. So that's why I didn't take any longs. But that's what you could have done. You could have seen this breaker, and you see I even said I shouldn't have, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I'm chasing. I got out. But what you could have done is take it on the 15-minute. And what you can do is you start anticipating a 1-minute breaker forming on the 15-minute, right? Because you want to use higher time frames and go lower, 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 lower to validate your trade. Look at this. Low, high, lower, low, a sweep of this, sweep of these lows. Sweep of these lows. Once that body closes above, you come into this 1-minute breaker. Take your longs. But where are you targeting? That's why I wouldn't take it. The only target you have are these highs, which is 40 points. It's actually phenomenal, right? Because you have your buy side right here, 40 points. Where's your stop? This is the most protected, but it's a 1-to-1. To me, that's not worth it. That's why I wasn't looking for longs. Now, for me to take any more longs, I need a huge retracement. I need a retracement all the way down before going up so I can start targeting highs. What do we have? One more thing I see over here. Yes, daily. Our daily breaker. Low, high, lower, low, push up. Now you have your standard deviation zones. 1 to 1.5, 2, 2.5. 2 to 2.5 is typically a zone where you will get a reversal. So if I'm looking for longs, which I'm not, or if I'm waiting for a retracement to happen, I think we're going to push up another 200 points before going down. That's just me personally. That's what I think will happen. I don't know. We'll see. I've seen a lot of times 1 to 1.5, this zone right here. This is typically, for me, what I notice is a retracement zone. So that means that would be like high, low, higher, high. Let's see if it works out right here. High, low. No, low, high. No, it wouldn't even work out here anyway. We have low, high, lower, low. You need a high, low, higher, high. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that another time. So, NQ, all these things that I missed, especially this, daily breaker block held, daily BIST's holding, unicorn, so I'm expecting higher prices. I wrote this the beginning of the week. We got our higher prices. I was looking for shorts for absolutely no reason on Friday, and I'm thankful that I got out alive. Simple as that. Let's go to ES. ES is pretty much the same thing happening as NQ on ES. We're just having strong movement up. There's really nothing to look at on the monthly. Nothing that I saw. Weekly, same thing. Just straight move. We have our weekly equal lows liquidity here that we might come up to. One thing that we did see here is our daily SMT. And we had this with NQ. So this was on February 24th. Go to NQ. February 24th. You see how we took these lows? That's another indication right there that we want higher prices. That's a high time frame SMT. ES didn't do it. ES didn't take those lows. That means ES wants higher. NQ went down to take liquidity to continue up. So what do we have? We have our BISI right here. We didn't create that breaker. We created that breaker on NQ. That's why I need to do these reviews to see what am I expecting. I don't trade ES. I trade NQ. So luckily NQ showed me that, but I didn't see it. Right? Next time I do this in a couple months, couple weeks, I might see this SMT and say, okay, ES made the SMT, NQ didn't. I'm expecting higher prices on both. Same thing. There's really nothing you can see there. We had our 4-hour BISI. Same thing, retracement into it. Push up. 4-hour breaker block. 4-hour bullish breaker block. Where's that? We have our low. We create a high. Create a lower low, sweeping all of these lows. Push up. We had this retracement back into this 4-hour. And we continue up. See, cleaner on the 1-hour. Low, high, lower low. Sweep of these lows. And then we push up. We'll push up. Come back, retracement into this huge imbalance. Continue up. Now we create another 1-hour breaker block. We still didn't take all-time highs. We had an SMT also because NASDAQ took all-time highs. That's why I was bearish on NASDAQ. Because I thought we had the SMT. I thought we had the SMT here. I saw NASDAQ took all-time highs. That's why I was bearish, because ES and YM didn't take all-time highs at this point. But that's not the real SMT. The real SMT came from that daily that took the lows. So what do we have here? We have our low, high, lower low, sweep of this low, continue up to take those all-time highs. Now, are we expecting a retracement? Possibly. I don't know, because we're so high up. Going to our 15-minute. We have our 4-hour BISI. We have our 4-hour breaker block. This 4-hour breaker block isn't formed until this huge push-up happened. But we can also see a low, high, lower low. Sweep of this, right? If we have this, we're in a 15-minute. Let's play devil's advocate. Low, high, lower low. We have this. We saw that SMT, and we're expecting higher prices. What do we do? What do we do here? Okay, we see this. This isn't yet formed. Hindsight 2020, I know, but if you don't tell yourself in your mind that you see these things before they happen, you're not going to get good. What do we have? From 3 a.m., London session, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 8:30 news comes, blasts off. Do you want to trade pre-news? No, not really. But can you start expecting the move to happen? Here? Yes. Why? Because we are in this 4-hour BISI. We take the low, and now we're not making new lows. Create a low, create a high, create a lower low. It's a 5-minute. Let's go down to the 1-minute. Let's see if we could have had an entry here in the 1-minute. All right, so the first thing you start noticing, even though we're chopping around, lows are being violated, but most of these highs are being kept intact. You have equal highs right here. That could be your target. 1, 2, 3 equal highs. Here's what I'm seeing. Equal highs. Okay. Lows get swept. Lows get swept, equal highs are still there. What is that telling you? We're probably taking liquidity to take those equal highs. What are we seeing? Low, high, lower, low. Now we're anticipating Let's start anticipating this 1 minute breaker. Right? It's not formed yet, so what do? We put that. I told you, I'm a big fan of this 15-second. We're anticipating this breaker to form. This 1 minute breaker to form. And the 15-second. What do? We're starting to look at the 15-second if we can find a bullish breaker in this 4-hour BISI. Low, high, lower low. We sweep these lows, push up. On this 15-second, push up, huge push up at 8:30 news. Would it be risky? Absolutely, but you're anticipating higher prices. You saw that SMT, you see a 4-hour BISI, SMT, everything is pointing up. The daily breaker on NASDAQ, the BISIs, the 4-hour, the daily BISI. On this candle, you could wait for the close, or you could enter. I wouldn't have entered here. I would have waited for the close. I would have saw this 15-second. Enter on the close of this 15-second. Risk 6 points. And what are you targeting? You're targeting the highs of those equal highs. Where's those equal highs? Up here. This is what you're targeting. 6 points for 19 points. It's a 3R. Right? Now that 1 minute's validated. Boom. You're also looking for this 15-minute to be validated, remember? Because this still isn't validated, but you're expecting it because you saw the sweep of the lows. Of the 15-minute lows. Low, high, low swept right there. Now you're anticipating and you're waiting and you're looking for a breaker to form. You could have even, if you're trading at 4 a.m., it's tricky, right? These things won't happen all the time. It's not 100% accurate. But this is what I've been doing. You're looking for a breaker, anticipating a breaker to form. Delete this. You're anticipating for a breaker to form inside of a breaker, like, okay, we're anticipating this 15-minute. Then we go down on the 5-minute. Now on the 5-minute, we're looking for a breaker to form. 5-minute low, high, lower low. Now we're anticipating this 5-minute breaker to form. Why are we anticipating it? Because we're bullish. Why are we bullish? Because we're inside of a 4-hour BISI and we've been extremely bullish for how long now? All we're looking for is higher prices. 5M plus BB. Still not formed. We're anticipating it. That's where we're going down in time. Oh, look at that. There's a 1 minute forming. There's a 1 minute forming inside of this 5-minute. Low, high, lower low. Okay, now over here I'm anticipating a 15-second to form because I know price wants to go higher. Because it's refusing to take these lows. As long as price is not pushed down and taking these low lows right here in this 4-hour, we're not going any further. So that's that. All right, let's go to YM. I haven't done any analysis on YM ever. I hate YM. Same thing. All-time highs taken. Breakaway gap. You have a BISI. Monthly BISI. All right, what else are we going to see here? Let's go down to the week. Monthly is a big time frame. So a few weeks ago, we did have this BISI a few weeks ago. Institutional order flow. Entry drill right there. Why? We tapped in, push right up. What else do we have? We have no more imbalances here. Well, we had this one actually, right here. On the weekly. When bullish PD arrays are being respected and bearish PD arrays are being disrespected, that's a sign. That's a sign. Still don't have too many things that we could work with on the weekly. Okay. Yeah, look at that. On the weekly, or now we're in the daily. Low, high, lower, low. Daily breaker, created right here. Low, high, lower, low. Once this body closes and creates a fair value gap, you're expecting higher prices. So, am I expecting higher prices on YM? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Let's go like that. We still haven't taken all-time highs on YM. So I am absolutely, without a doubt, expecting higher prices on YM. YM is just lagging. That's all there is to it. We haven't reached our all-time highs yet on YM. Okay, cool. We just reacted off this daily breaker. We reacted off this daily breaker. We have our daily sell side. Daily sell side. I don't like this. Right. We have all-time highs. We have daily sell side. What am I expecting just looking off this daily? I would like to see right now another breaker possibly form. Where, how, why? Low, high. I want to see us Monday, Tuesday come in, take this sell side right here, which is taking liquidity, still staying within this little perimeter left on this daily BISI right here, and then bouncing up and running to all-time highs. That's what I'm anticipating. So if I'm anticipating that, I start going down, what we could do is B plus BB, and it's not yet formed. It's not yet formed. We're anticipating it. So that means we're very, very, very early anticipating this. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. So this right here to us is not very valid until minimum we take these lows. But what we can start doing is start going down in time frames and start looking for bearish breaker blocks being formed, getting ready to take these lows. Look at these. Look at this lows. Trend line liquidity. Boom. What do we need? Look at this. That's the daily. High, low, higher high swept. Now we're anticipating this. Whoa. It's short term. This is a short term breaker block. What do I want to see right here? I want to see down, sweep of all these lows, continue up, close above here, retest this daily, take that. Take that, take that. Monday, Tuesday probably, like this. Monday, Tuesday. Or even possibly, wait till Tuesday. It'll chop around, come in. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Thursday, Friday. Will it play out like that? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. But that's what I would like to see. But now, if I'm anticipating this 4-hour breaker to form, bearish breaker, this bearish breaker needs to form to take this liquidity to create this daily. Let's go in the 1 hour. High, low, higher high. Okay. 4 hour, 1 hour, acting the same. Look at the wicks. The wicks are all rejecting. Okay, what are we gonna do? Let's go down even further. What do we see? What do we see? What do we see? High, low, higher high, body closure. 15-minute is now formed. 15-minute is now formed on here. Here's your short. Here's your short. If you're swing trading, long-term trading, not scalping, here's your short. Will it go down all the way to here? Probably not. Possibly not. It possibly may not. Might only take these lows. It might only take those lows. It's still a 2R, right? Okay, let's go down to 5 minutes. See what we see in the 5 minute. High, low, higher, high. Same thing, formed, boom. Okay. Well, remember, if we were looking and now we're anticipating this 15-minute break to form, before formed over here, right? If we're anticipating this breaker to form to get some lower prices to validate this 4-hour breaker, to validate this daily breaker, not even validate it, but to make it happen, and we see all these lows still in there, what could we do? Let's go down in time frames. High, low, higher, high. Same thing. 5 minute one and 15-minute are in the same situation, but maybe we can start going into the 1 minute. High, low. Look at this. High, low. Here's your 1 minute. If you want to catch the tops and the bottoms, and your drawn liquidity is correct for most part, here it is. High, low, higher, high. High swept. Displacement down. Fair value gap. 1 minute fair value gap. Another 1 minute fair value gap. 1 minute breaker block confirmed with these body closures. Now you can enter here, or you can wait for a retracement if you think it's going to come back into here. Reject this 1 minute fair value gap. And breaker block. This is how you get precise entries. This is how you get the precision entries, and you're looking for lower prices right now because we're a little bit extended. You trade YM often. You're expecting a retracement down. Okay. How do you even get more precise entries? Jump down even lower. Oh, look at that. High, low, higher high. Look at this 15-second. Make these a little bit different colors. Look at that. Body closure. You take your short in here. You take your short in here. On the 15-second, you're risking 21 points. That's nothing on YM. 20 points is nothing on YM. Even if you're scalping, hey, we're targeting this. 20 to 60, that's a 3R. Look at that smooth transition down into there. Here's your 15-second breaker. This is what I've been doing, and this is how I've been catching lows and highs. Come back in here. As soon as you start seeing rejection of this 1 minute fair value gap, hey, add in. Add in. Add in. Boom. 1 minute confirmed. Now 15 minutes confirmed. Now Monday we could look for a retracement in here. Maybe a continuation down before taking these lows. We go like, we could look for something like this. Like something like that. You know, not as smooth as that, but that's what we could look for. We start looking for these breaker blocks to be validated. This 4-hour breaker block. The thing is, a 4-hour might not happen. This 4-hour might not come through simply because we are bullish. But it can. It can, to take out all of this liquidity. And look what we have here. Four-hour BISI. So wouldn't it make sense to have sell-side liquidity right under a 4-hour? Trendline liquidity, sell-side liquidity right under a 4-hour BISI with our bullish breaker, because we're going to have a retracement on the 4-hour. What's that going to do? It's going to trick people into thinking that we're bearish. Come in, validate this 4-hour. This 4-hour is only going to be validated to this liquidity. We're not going to go down here. In my opinion, I don't think we're going to go down here until we take all-time highs. So what are we going to do? Maybe like this. Maybe take that low. Come back in. Maybe retest it. Maybe like that. And like that. Something like that. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, validate this breaker. And by next week, we take those highs. It might even take 2 days to clean that out. But let's see. We're anticipating, right? If you were anticipating this, you would have had entries up here. Up here. Already. And now if you're looking for that, that's 350 points. If you're swinging. Just cool how this works. So YM, we're expecting a retracement. Anticipating a retracement. To validate this breaker, to take the liquidity to continue up. Because right now it doesn't have liquidity to continue up. Let's see. I don't trade gold at all. Never trade gold. I hear gold is the most manipulated thing in the world. A lot of people have a lot of success with it. I don't trade gold at all. I don't have any gold. Oh, I have gold, but I don't trade gold. What do we see in the monthly? Nothing. Nothing but highs and lows. It's cold. Weekly. What do we see? We had this BISI right here that was respected, taken respected. We have this weekly. Weekly breaker block formed. Low, high, lower low swept. Last week confirmed that one. Daily. What do we see? What do we see? This is my first time looking at this, so I don't know. Well, first of all, we had trend line liquidity. High, high, all-time highs. So in the weekly, you could look at this daily too. You have a low, high, sweep of this low, push up. You can could say that too. It's bigger than the weekly. Right, so it's okay. It's all right. We're expecting the weekly. What could we do with the 4 hour? How could we have caught these lows? Let's say this weekly hasn't formed yet and we're over here. We're anticipating the weekly to form. We're in the 4 hour. Let's do it like this on the 4 hour. Low, high, lower low. This is still not formed either. Right? But we think we're going to go higher. Why do we think we're going to go higher? Because we're still bullish on gold. I mean, look at this run up. We're still bullish. These lows are still being protected. We have this daily BISI right here. Even though it closed right below it, look at that candle that closed below it. It wasn't a strong candle. The candle's kind of showing us that we may not want to go fully down. And we have a pretty sharp turn coming back up. So we're in that 4 hour. Let's go into the 1 hour. We could do low, high, lower, low right here. All right, we're anticipating the weekly and the 4 hour. 4 hour lows got swept. Weekly lows got swept. If we're bullish, now we're expecting prices to start retracing up. Here's your 1 hour. There's your 1 hour. This is your protected low now. This low is not going to get taken. Look at this. 1 hour BISI. 12 p.m. Jump into 15. $15-minute, you have your breaker form. You could use this low and this high, same thing as the 1 hour. But let's get more precise. Now everyone's going to look back and say this is all hindsight. But yes, how do you think you get better? You get better by using hindsight. Okay, but we're scalpers. We're scalpers. We're not trying to swing trade. This 1 hour, right? 1 hour BISI, I believe. Let's change the color. %50 is being respected. Nice. Okay. Remember, when you start anticipating the higher time frames, you start anticipating the lower time frames. Low, high, lower, low. You're anticipating this 5 minute to form. Not formed yet, but you're anticipating that because you're anticipating higher prices because we've been bullish. Let's jump on the 1 minute. What are we going to find with the 1 minute? Low, high, lower, low. Even though it's bigger than the 5 minute, now you're anticipating for this to form. Still not validated, right? They just say you're here. You're anticipating this 5 minute. You're anticipating this 15 minute because it's still not formed. You're anticipating this 4 hour or 1 hour because the 1 hour's lows just got taken. You're still higher time frame. is key. So you're bullish. How are you going to get precise entries? You anticipate, right? You don't react to price. You anticipate things to happen. Low got swept. Okay. Let's go to my favorite time frame. Look at that. You have this low. This low needs to be swept for the 1 minute to even be considered. What do we have on the 15 second? Confirmed. Confirmed. Take it in the body closure or the retest. Risking 2 points. How much drawdown did you ever face? Your biggest drawdown on this 15 second was 77 cents. You're anticipating for this 1 minute. You got your entry right there. Target these highs. That's a 2.7 R off a 15 second. Oh, but you're expecting this 1 hour. Then that means you want this 1 hour to be broken up here. 3 R. Right? $15 formed. Even to here, look at the 15 second being respected. This 15 seconds being respected here. So you would have had to sit through this, sure. But if you're swing trading and you're looking to get the lowest entry and just blast off, I mean, come on. And then what happens? Okay, your 1 minute now is validated. If you missed that 15 second, what are you doing? Fair value gap. Fair value gap validated this 1 minute. Is the 5 minute validated yet? 5 minutes validated too. 5 minute fair value gap right there. Now you're anticipating this 15 minute. Right, we need a closure above here on the 15 minute. Okay. Your 5 minutes has been validated here. Take a long here. Have a decent stop. You can see if it's going to retest this 1 minute. This is all on you. Me, I enter on body closures depending on how big the candle is. If I'm looking at this 1 minute, this is the high of the 1 minute, this body closure will be enough for me. I, personally, boom, probably have a stop there. If you really, really, really want to be risky, have a stop there, but I think that would be enough. And what are you doing? Same thing. 1.3, or you're looking even higher. You're swinging this, okay, swing it even higher. But in reality, the stop is huge. You might not even keep a stop this big. Maybe you have it here. Okay, let's see what happens. Reaction off of this. Reaction off that 1 minute breaker block that you just validated. Validated. Retracement. Retracement into a unicorn, a 1 minute unicorn right there. One minute unicorn. Your stops can go right here. 5 minute doesn't even get touched again. But now it's validated. What else is validated? 15 is validated. 15 is validated. This 1 hour isn't created yet, right? This BIST's not created it. But now you're 15 minutes validated. If you missed all of these breakers right here, when we're bullish, your bullish PD arrays are going to be respected. And your bearish PD arrays are going to get ran through. What's a bearish PD array? This little gap. What other bearish PD arrays do you have here? There's really no other bearish PD arrays that you have here. You're literally getting the most precise entries here. But you're only going to be able to do this if you're doing what I'm doing right now and going and back testing for hours and seeing, whoa, look at this. If we're bullish on the daily, on the weekly, and we have highs that we need to take, but we need a retracement and we need to take some type of low to get liquidity to continue up, what am I doing? I'm looking at the most valid low that we should be able to take. most valid bullish PD array that we need to go into to make this happen. We take these lows. We continue down. All right, you wait. Sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. You're expecting this 4 hour to happen. You are now expecting this 4 hour to happen. You just caught fucking longs down here, and you're expecting this 4 hour. That's $55 in gold. What do you have here? Your 1 hour is being respected. This 1 hour is being respected. When you see this respect is when you start hunting. Hey, we're not taking this low. We're not going to take this low. We don't need to. Why? Because we just took that low. We took that liquidity, we fixed this imbalance, and now we're going up. It's a 4 hour, not even 1 hour. Give you 1 hour right there. Look at this. That low. We never break through it. We don't reach the bottom of it. We don't reach the bottom of it. And we're in this 1 hour expecting a 4 hour to form. Now we have a 1 hour breaker block. We're expecting a 1 hour. We didn't even need to expect, but let's see if we see a 1 hour breaker block form. Okay, then wait. Don't go on the 15 second. You don't have to do that. Your 1 hour is formed. 1 hour closes. Okay, retest. You want to wait, more confirmation? Okay. Bissy, 1 hour Bissy. Respected. Respected. You could take longs right there. Respected. Respected. This 1 hour is being respected all day long. This big 1 hour is being respected. We just created and validated a 1 hour breaker block. We have a 1 hour Bissy inside of a 1 hour Bissy. On your lower time frames, you have this 15 minute that just got respected, validated. But guess what? You caught your trade down here. You got the best of the best, absolute precision. You're expecting that 4 hour to form, aren't you? Okay. Okay, you're expecting that 4. Oh, but you're also expecting this weekly breaker block to form. Possibly. This is swing trading. Me, if I'm scalping, I'm not holding that long. I'm in and out. I'm in here on this 15 second, wherever that is. I don't know why that's 15 seconds here. I don't know why this is here. Kind of weird, huh? I'm in here. If I'm taking this off the 15 second, I'm taking it on the formation of this 15 second. I could just target right here. I could target these highs. 5.9 to a 2.2. A 2R. That's all you need. And look at that. Take it. If you don't want to sit through chop and all this, you don't need to. But then you have your 1 minute validated with your unicorn. Okay, take it there. Even better. If you wait and you don't take this 15 second, look at this 1 minute as soon as you get in here. You're in. You have no drawdown. Literally no drawdown off this unicorn. Take it here. Go ahead, target these highs. Those are the most valid highs, right? You target these highs. These equal highs right up here. That's it. This is how you get the precision, the minuscule entries. Right? Okay. We're in a 4 hour. We're expecting this 4 hour to form. We're still being patient. Take a couple of days. Okay, 4 hours formed. Your 4 hour was formed right there. Now your 4 hours valid. What else do you have? You have a unicorn. Now you have a 4 hour unicorn. You don't want to get in here? Okay. You want more confirmation of being bullish? That's okay. You can. Right here. Or right here. Look at these imbalances. Right? Because you have your 1 hour breaker block that formed right here. That never got touched again after it was formed. But what did get touched? Fair value gap, BISI. Institutional order flow entry drill. A tap in. Skyrocket. You need more confirmation? Sure thing. Sure thing. You got it. Right here. Your 4 hours now formed. That's it. So, what are we anticipating? Equal highs. What are we anticipating on... Jeez Louise. Equal highs to be taken. The 4 hour was formed. The weekly was formed. Anticipating this to be taken. On the daily. We're going to get a retracement here. Retracement. Maybe go like this. Create another breaker block. All-time highs. That's the most valid scenario that's going to happen. That is the most valid scenario that's going to happen. Because we have also our daily formed. We have a weekly, and remember the daily, low, high. This high right here. Valid. Maybe what we can have before we take those highs. Whoops. Maybe we could have that. We're still anticipating these highs to be taken. We're still bullish. We just got validated with a weekly, a daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, 15 second, 1 minute breaker blocks. Liquidity taken. This is a protected low now. Just like this one is. Just like this one is. Until we take this. Then possibly when we take this, we could have a massive rejection. Or maybe we could take this equal high, have a massive rejection, and then come back up. I don't know. I don't know. Let's go and see crude oil. Crude oil is bearish. Crude oil is bearish. Monthly it's bearish. Overall, very high time frame is bearish, but in the last few months, what do we have? We're inside of a monthly SIBI. Right, so maybe we still are bearish. What do we have? Monthly highs. Okay. We're bearish, aren't we? So we want to see bearish PDRAs being respected. Yes, we do. High, low, higher high. What is this? Weekly, confirmed. A weekly breaker block is confirmed. Right? Because we saw liquidity right here. Left this high. This high should be protected now after taking. So we have equal highs in the weekly. Crude oil. Let's see what happens. Okay. This one's confirmed, but look, we have another one. High, low, higher, high. That's not yet confirmed. Let's say we're not going to use this one. But now we're anticipating. What's going on? My Wi-Fi keeps going out. Thanks. Okay. Now we're anticipating. Come on, man. Okay. We're anticipating this to form. It's not yet formed. Let's do this. Let's do this real time. Highs get taken. We want to start seeing some rejections on the daily. Daily SIBI right here being respected. Okay. What else do we have? High, low, higher, high. Okay, so we could go like this. Is it a big one? No, not really, but does it need to be? Still not formed. But we're anticipating it because these highs just all got taken. Now we're anticipating this 4 hour. Anticipating, does it mean it's there? Yep. See what we got in the 1 hour. Let's go to 15. Okay. Now we're anticipating this on the 15. Still not formed. Remember that. Hmm. 5 minute. Validated. That's validated. Right? And where was it validated? Right at the top of this daily SIBI. Okay. We wait. Go to 1 minute. If you 1 minute, it's the same as the 5 minute, but you do it like this. But I want to see the absolute best possible entries that we can get. So let's say that's not formed yet and we're anticipating it. What are we doing? In a 15-second. Let's say we're here. This 1 minute and 5 minute, it's still not validated, but you're expecting it. Let's say these are not validated because you need, on the 1 minute, a close below here. In the 5 minute, you need a close below there. What do you have in the 15-second? You have your high right here. High. Create a low. Create a higher high. That's validated. Okay. Take shorts here. Body closure below. Why not? What are you risking? 10 cents? Okay. Go ahead and target here if you want. 2R. Okay. Go ahead and target here if you want. 4.5R. But why not target all the way down here? Because now you're anticipating this 15 minute. Let's just go for the 15 minute. 14R. Okay. Let's say we are going to target this. That's what we're targeting. Bare minimum, right? 15. And that's the first 15-minute sell-side liquidity. First 15-minute sell-side liquidity that will validate the 15-minute breaker block. Then after that will be the 4-hour. Then after that will be the daily. We're inside of a monthly CIVI, excuse me. Right? So as long as this month should not close above here. Above this CIVI, excuse me. So we go from there to the 4-hour, to the daily. Will we go all the way back to the weekly this month? I don't know. That is interesting, but look at that. Look at that. If we would have caught that 15-second, let's see. Let's see if we make it down here. I believe we will. This 15 is not yet validated. But once it closes below there, it will be. But short term, we're bullish, right? We're pretty bullish on the short term. But I think the bullishness did all it has to do for us to continue down. Because we just came into this monthly CIVI. And weekly CIVI. So now we wait and see. Am I 100% confident in this trade? No. But you'd be up $14 right now, 14 points. We're risking 10 cents. I mean, that seems pretty legit to me. All you're doing is just anticipating. So, that's my weekly forecast. Let's see. Oh, we didn't do Dixie. Let's do Dixie. Let's remove everything. All right. See, Dixie has been really weird. We've been bearish and now we're consolidating. But the monthly, you can continue saying we're bearish. Well, look at this. I mean, bullish. Respect to this. Respect to this. respected this monthly, and now we're respecting that monthly. What else do we have? High, low, higher, high. On the monthly. So we need to close below here for this monthly. Just not validated yet. Not validated yet. So let's go to weekly. Let's see what we see on the weekly. High, low, higher, high. Pretty much the same as the monthly. This weekly right here is being respected so far. We only have this one gap right here. And even though we've been bullish a couple weeks, that was just a retracement. High, low, higher, high. Okay. We're expecting that weekly. I'm not even going to put it because it's so close to the monthly. Oh, look at that. Look at that. High, low, higher, high. What do we have here? Daily, validated. Validated. Look at all these bearish PD arrays now being respected. Daily SIBI. Daily SIBI right here. Came in. One touch. Pull back. Sweep these highs. Sweep those highs. Into the daily SIBI. Into the monthly SIBI. Instant rejection. Into the weekly SIBI. Instant rejection. Breaker block formed. High, low, higher, high, swept. Confirmation here. Retest, rejection. Okay, then high, low, higher, high. Boom. Maybe 4 hour. So I'm expecting dollar to go down. Validated. Daily, 4 hour, validated. One hour, validated. High, low, higher, high. Validated. Look at all this trend line liquidity. Sell side. Sell side. Sell side. What is this? It's a 1 hour unicorn. Purple's for unicorn. You know what we do? Put a unicorn in there. 1 hour unicorn. Your 15-minute high, low, higher, high. Broke at that. Still in the unicorn. High, low, higher, high. Broken in right here. If you trade dollar, I don't know if you can trade dollar or not. Unicorn. So I can see us pushing up into this unicorn before continuing down. I don't think we're going to go straight down. But as of right now, I'm going to be bearish on the dollar. High, low, higher, high. Instant rejection. Let's see if we could have found anything in the 15-second on the dollar. $15. Let's do it like that. This closure right here, take you short if you trade in the dollar. Hindsight, it is hindsight, but does it not make sense? Does anything that I just said not make sense? I want to know. I want to know these things. The only thing I see here is this little tiny BISI on the weekly. That's kind of being respected right now. So we'll see. I'm bearish though. I'm going to be bearish coming into these next few weeks on the dollar. Let's make everything according to how it's supposed to be. Yep. Everything is lining up for us to be bearish. Come back into this unicorn, and down we go. So, that's about it. I've never done bonds. Never done bonds. Bonds seem to be bearish also. Validated. Weekly, same thing as monthly. We don't really have any imbalances here. So remember what I said, if we're bearish, bullish PDRAs is going to get ran through. So you could say, okay, this is a bullish breaker block. We have a low, high, lower, low, sweep of this low, retracement. That's a retracement. Oh, let's see if this actually works right now. Nope. No. Sort of. If you're 1.5 to 2, retracement zone, but I guess we see how we react off of here. But you see how this guy ran through? A little busy in here. Monthly breaker block was validated. A retest of the monthly. We're in a weekly now. You have this weekly, high, low. Validated. Unicorn. Weekly. See daily. Do we run for this high before we continue down? Why? We're anticipating this daily to be formed. Not yet formed, but we are anticipating it. So what do we do? Start going down. Ooh. 1 hour. We're anticipating this 1 hour to form. Not yet formed. Remember that. We need that high to be taken. Start anticipating this because we are going to take these two highs before we continue down. Not yet formed. Same thing. Yeah, same thing. Okay, so look at all of these equal highs. Tell me that's not going to get ran. That's going to get ran. We have a high, low, higher high. We're going to take that high. Also bearish on the bonds. But aren't bonds and dollars supposed to be opposite? I don't know. Bonds and dollar doing the same exact thing. So what we do is see if there's any SMTs between them. Look at that. SMT. I was taking what? 15th. Am I tripping? Yeah, maybe not, but I don't really know how bonds work all too well, but let's anticipate lower prices. I'm anticipating lower prices on bonds also. So that's that. NQ. What are we anticipating? Not much. Same thing with ES. Not much. YM. We are anticipating higher prices after taking lower prices. After taking some sell side, we expect to go up. Gold. I think we are anticipating to possibly drop down in here, sweep some sell side before taking equal highs, or we're going to take equal highs, come back, create another breaker, go up. Oil. anticipating lower. That's that. So I guess we'll check back next week and compare and contrast our analysis to what actually happened. So we'll see.